Are there any steps you'd recommend someone to take? So before I start creating, things on Etsy or carving things out of firewood that people buy online from me, um, what should I put in place before I start really accepting payments and facilitating these transactions? Is there anything I should prepare for?
Yeah, I recommend people have a separate bank account for their business, even if the business name is not on the account. Something that's just dedicated to the business that you're collecting the money when you start to sell your product, and then something that you can pay your expenses from as well, so that it's all separated. So you get a good understanding of what you're spending. A lot of people will just take out a credit card, take out their debit card, and pay for something, and forget about it to put it on their tax return at the end of the year because it was something in the a sale that they saw or a heat of the moment decision that they made to buy something, and then later on, you're doing your tax, and you're like, hey, it looks like I made $5,000 last year, but then you forget that you spent $10,000 of personal money that didn't get associated with the business at that point. So I always just tell people to kind of separate things as much as they can. The good thing about it is usually bank accounts are free with most banks now, so you can have multiple bank accounts. You can keep track of things. They'll give you a debit card when you go to the store. You bring out one card for your personal purchases, and then you do a second transaction with the second card that then will be for the business side, and then you have a separate statement. You have separate tracking for those expenses so that you're never surprised at the end of the year to think, wait a second, I thought I made some money, but then the numbers are kind of showing something different. It just gives you a little bit of peace of mind. I tell people to do the same thing with a credit card if they don't want to put stuff on debit cards, because again, there are some holds and things that they'll put on cards depending on amount of level of purchases. But just to have everything separated makes your life a little bit easier, for especially people who are non-financial, that are starting a business and are very good at doing something. This just makes it a little bit easier to kind of separate the two things. You'll get separate statements. It will make you kind of look at it and think about it, and then eventually you'll be able to have hopefully a lot of zeros in that business bank account if the business takes off the right way. But it at least gets you a separation between the personal and the business side, and not forgetting about expenses that again will help with tax deductions at the end of the year.